Welcome, everybody, back to the Friar Talk podcast and YouTube channel. For today's episode, we're going to be giving our preview and predictions for this Padres Giants series. Now, if you do not know, heading into this game, both of these teams are struggling horribly. Padres have been really, really bad for probably like the last 3 weeks, and both these teams in the last 10 games are 2-8. So you're seeing two slumping teams. This series is going to be in San Francisco. I'll go over the pitching matchups right now, and then we'll get into specific Giant stats and just kind of how these teams will match up. Thursday night, you're gonna have Logan Webb against Joe Musgrove. Friday, the Giants have not announced their starter, but the Padres will be pitching Blake Snell. On Saturday, it's going to be Carlos Rodon against Yu Darvish. So two really good pitchers right there. And Darvish wasn't good last outing, but he's been fantastic over the course of the season. And then Sunday, you got Mackenzie Gore against Alex Wood. So Alex Wood has been struggling. Mackenzie Gore has been pretty solid throughout the year. He had a couple of rough outings, but his last couple of starts have been bounce back performances. So looking into the series, Isaac, how you feeling about what this one's going to look like?
I feel good about it. I'm really glad that, not only were we able to come off an off day, but we're also able to go against a team that's also been as trash as us recently. Um, so you got Logan Webb going up against Joe Musgrove. That's probably like the marquee matchup. Because obviously Logan Webb 3.13 ERA, but then you got Joe Musgrove with around a 2.25 or like 2.4, something like that. That's a very premier matchup. Joe Musgrove's, I think he's done pretty well against the Giants from what I can remember, but you look at the team hitting stats, the Giants are 14th in OPS, the Padres are 20th. So neither of them have been very good in that department. Obviously, the Giants are 6 spots higher, but that's because the Padres have been pretty horrific at the plate lately. So I think their ranks have fallen down a lot. But prior to that, they were top 15, I believe, also, or square at 15. Now what we're gonna have to do, this is what we've been saying for the Padres lately. It seems like it's a recurring thing. They are gonna have to get to the bullpen. That is not what they were able to do against the Dodgers. Now the Dodgers have a really good bullpen, so maybe that wasn't the recipe for success. But other teams, they weren't able to get to the bullpen. They left the starters in there for too long. They let the starters hang in there for too long, is what I meant. Obviously, in that Philly series, it resulted in losses. This one, you're going against the Giants, who, when you look at this rotation, it's Webb and Rodon. Both of them are going this series. Both of them have been very solid throughout the season. I don't know who's pitching the 2 other days. I think he said Alex Wood. I don't know how he's been this year. I'm pretty sure he's been bad, right? Yeah. But the Giants bullpen ranks 24th right now. They're one of the worst bullpens in baseball. You need to get to them fast. I believe they are the reason that the Diamondbacks scored 5 runs in the 8th inning yesterday. I mean, it happened to us too, Giants fans. Don't worry. But yeah, man, you're gonna have to get to that bullpen early. Hopefully, this team wakes up, man. I thought that I really don't think the day off could have come at a better time. I'm really happy it came yesterday, and I'm praying to God they win tomorrow, dude. I don't want to be 1-3 in times that I go. I'm supposed to go tomorrow. I don't want to see them lose again. But hopefully, it's a really exciting game. I'm really excited to see that pitching matchup. Manny Machado is going to have to bounce back. I understand he's playing hurt. He has been striking out a lot more lately, but I've mentioned in the live stream he's the least of my worries. He's going to be perfectly fine. But yeah, these bats need to wake up. These bats need to wake up. I'm fully expecting the Padres to take 3. I think they're going to take 3 this series. So hopefully that comes to fruition. Hopefully they're able to separate themselves from the Giants furthermore.
Absolutely. I mean, the one game we did win is when the bullpen blew it for the Dodgers, which is pretty ironic because they do have a decent bullpen. But for this Giants series, it's going to be rough. I mean, the bats look dead. Like we said, Eric Hosmer's been really the only person that's been hitting, but it's just been very hit and miss. I mean, Kim and Hosmer came up clutch in the win. We're going to need Kim to actually hit. We need Cronenworth to hit. We need Nola to hit. We need a few guys to actually get on base and hit. Just, it's going to be timely hitting, and the Padres are going to need to learn how to play some small ball. I mean, we had, I believe, bases loaded, 1 out, was it yesterday? And we didn't score. I mean, a sac fly does wonders there. I mean, I know we've put Grisham in sort of the small ball role when it comes to the play with the runner on third. It's going to mean more safety squeezes, more sac squeezes. It's just some of these things, since we're not hitting, we're gonna have to play baseball a different way until the bats come alive. If that means moving the runner to second to third, like say a guy has a leadoff double and you safety squeeze him over to third to try to get a sac fly, we might have to do that. I mean, at this point, if you're not hitting, you're going to have to find a different way to manufacture runs. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. I believe that's the definition of insanity. Doing something over and over again and expecting different results. So, call me insane, but I want to see something different. Other than that, hopefully the pitching holds their own, but just the way the bats have been, I'm not very optimistic about this series. I'm also trying to go for a reverse jinx, so I think the Padres are going to lose 3. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but that's kind of what I'm just expecting just because of how the bats have been. I mean, we did nothing against the Dodgers. I mean, they threw out Mitch White and we scored 1 run. And the Giants have Wood, Rodon, and who else was pitching? Forgetting the third. Webb, Rodon, and Wood to be decided tomorrow. So we're facing some tough guys. Logan Webb pitches us really good. Alex Wood pitches us really good. And Rodon's just a monster. So chances are this is going to be a really tough series for us.
Yeah, I totally agree. And looking into how some of these Giants pitchers have performed against the Padres, Logan Webb, I think all of these this was in April, so this is really early in the year, but Logan Webb went 8 innings, only allowed 1 run. Like you brought up, Isaac, got to get to the bullpen. So if you see another performance like that, that's likely a Padres loss, even with Joe Musgrove on the mound, as we've seen of late. Wood didn't even make it through 5 last time. I think he allowed a couple runs in like 4 2/3 inning. And then Rodon went 6 innings and allowed 2 runs. So quality start for him. But you saw him kind of get to Wood, but that was only one of these 3 guys that the Padres are really able to get out of the game quickly. And it's really going to come down to that. Another thing is Padres pitching has, like, in terms of like timely hitting, we talked about that. Like Chase, you're talking about bunting guys over and trying to like manufacture runs in different ways, like outside of slugging and getting on base. Not really getting on base. They were good at getting on base early, but this lineup just doesn't have a lot of power. We saw that early on where they were manufacturing a bunch of runs, and they were like top 8 in the league in runs, like maybe like 4 to 6 weeks ago. They're not there anymore. The Padres are falling down because they're not doing those little things. They're not even. We saw, was it yesterday? It was either yesterday's game or the day before, where Manny leads off. I think it was the 7th inning with a leadoff double. He stays on second the whole inning. Didn't get off second base. No one sacked him over. Didn't get a bunt. Didn't get a fly ball. Didn't get anything to move him to third or home. But there's not. It's just not really timely hitting at all anymore. So you're gonna need to see a lot of that. I'm expecting a pretty low scoring game, or like low scoring series. I'll say it's going to be a split. And honestly, if the Giants weren't struggling so bad, I would have projected the Padres to lose this series, just because they have really struggled lately, and there's been no offense. So I'm going to say it's going to be a split. I'm going to say it's going to go 2-2. I think the games you have the advantage. It's kind of tough. I don't know. I feel like last time Darvish pitched to the Giants, it wasn't too good. So I'll say Thursday with Musgrove on the mound against Logan Webb, you win that one. Now the big thing is get him out of the game early, and then on Sunday, Gore against Alex Wood. I'll take Gore in that one. But I think and also Blake Snell's just been a wild card, though he has looked a lot better lately. But in terms of the Giants lineup, hasn't really been that great. A lot of the guys that were big time players last year for this team, like Brandon Crawford, have not really been good. Except the one guy that we wanted to see actually see in a Padres uniform has an OPS at over 900, which is a little bit frustrating to see. So Jock Peterson's kind of the main guy in their lineup that's bringing the pop. But I don't know, guys. Anything else you want to add on this series?
What a surprise! A fall off from an old shortstop who's historically not been a good hitter, just a really good glove. Had more first place votes than the best shortstop in baseball last year. But it's actually very weird that the Padres haven't been able to score the runners in scoring position because, especially lately, with this, what is it, 3-9 in the last 12, they've been really, really bad in that area. And it's weird because though they have a really, they're not one of the top teams in OPS this year. They're not one of the top teams in average or home runs. They are 4th in OPS with runners in scoring position. I'm surprised to see that. So they've been really, really good with runners in scoring position, just not lately. And that's probably why they have such a good record, because timely hitting and great pitching has been their recipe for success. That is a great recipe. That is my favorite one. Though in the month of the month of June, the Padres were 12th in OPS while the Giants were 20th. And now this is where it gets really, really, really funny. In the month of July, though we're only 6 days in, a few games in, the Padres are 25th with a 612 OPS, while the Giants are 27th with a 578. Keep in mind, we played the Dodgers, all right? We got a pass. But the Giants definitely don't. So yeah, man. I mean, both of these teams have been struggling pretty heavily. Hopefully the Padres are able to get back to their winning ways. Getting guys on and getting guys in has been the recipe. Hopefully they're able to get back to that. In terms of the matchups, I think we have the edge in the Blake Snell start. The Joe Musgrove one, I'm really scared for Darvish just because it's the Giants. And I don't know how good he does against the Giants. Not very good, I would assume, because he allowed 9 runs or whatever it was last time. And then I think we will win the Gore Star. So hopefully they're able to take 3, man. I expect nothing less than 3. But yeah, the Padres. This is a really good chance for the Padres to get back on track against a division opponent who you need to get some separation from.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I'm going for the reverse jinx just because last time I thought they were going to go 3-1 and they went 1-3, so it's time to do the opposite. Hopefully, man. They just, I know Luke's Voigt whole thing is swinging for the fences. But can we hit some line drives, man? This is a dead ball, bro. I don't know how many times you can hit one to the fence and just watch it thinking you just nailed this one out of the park and it dies at the fence. Let's just go for a little bit more line drives. That's all, guys. I mean, I know with launch angles and everything, let's just go for gaps. Swing for the fences, but now hit gaps.
All right, guys. I think that's probably going to do it for a little preview episode here. Hopefully the Padres are able to bounce back because it has been brutal to watch lately. Yesterday we posted a video about some impact bats they can go make, not even impact bats, but also relievers, just some trades that can really help this team. But you're going to need them to make some trades, but also bouncing back against the Giants will go a long way. The Padres are in the second wild card spot right now, but the Giants aren't too far back, and the Giants are only a game above 500. So you want, like you said, you want to create some separation there, not only against the Giants, but also those teams that are barely beneath you in the wild card spot. Because if you have a couple more rough series, you're going to look up and you're going to see that the Padres are no longer in the wild card spots. They're looking to get into the wild card spot, which I know that we said going into this year, this is a borderline playoff team, but the expectations should be playoffs. And with the hot start you had, they are definitely playoffs right now. So you got to have a season after last year's meltdown. Like you got to start stepping up because we don't want to see that meltdown from last year. I know it's different. This is not the same team, but we are getting a few glimpses of that. The good thing is, though, we don't have Emilio Pagan pitching for us right now, who is become the worst pitcher in baseball. I don't know any Padres fans have been keeping up with that one, but insane stuff from Emilio Pagan. It seems like every day I see on Padres Twitter, Emilio Pagan allowed another home run. He has like a 7 ERA in like the last 4 months. Not trying to rip on Emilio Pagan, but I was just thinking of last year's debacle, so I had to bring it up. But I do feel bad for that guy. But I think besides that, probably gonna do it for this one. I'm not sure what our next couple videos will be, but we will be going live on Sunday to recap the series. So if we don't do anything before then, we'll see you guys on Sunday. If not, look out for a video in the next couple days. But thank you guys for listening, and we'll talk to you all very, very soon.